Reading Comprehension and Basic Writing Skills. კითხვა, გაგება და წერის ბაზისური უნარჩვევები. 2022 წელი. თ.ბაიაშვილი, մ.მელაძე. Lesson 5. მეხუთე გაკვეთილი. Mysteries of Love. სიყვარულის საიდუმლოებები. In general, you gravitate toward people like you. Good-looking people are more likely to go for similarly good-looking types, and those from a particular socio-economic background favor their own. Experts believe this happens because understood equality means a stable union. Well-known actresses pair up with rock stars, for example, because such men are likely to be as rich and famous as they are. We are capable of falling in love with those who are mysterious and exciting to us, says Helen Fisher, a professor of anthropology at Rutgers University. Physical features are important to both sexes, but a bit more to men. During attraction, the parts of men's physical features are important to both sexes, but a bit more to men. During attraction, the parts of a man's brain associated with dealing with visual information are more active, says Lawana Brizendin. Lawan Brizendin, a clinical professor of psychiatry at the University of California and the author of The Female Brain. That's true for women too, but they also show activity in the brain regions that are responsible for decision making, which suggests they're thinking about a little bit more than just how he looks. Some people say that love can be blind. Not exactly. But once you are charmed, your vision gets cloudy. When you are in a relationship, you are aware of the other person's flaws, but your brain is telling you it's okay to ignore them, says Lucy Brown, a philosophical doctor, a professor of neuroscience a professor of neuroscience, studies at University College in London, found that when romantic partners look at each other, the part of the brain associated with social judgment and negative emotion is relatively inactive, and critical judgment is decreased. Love influences your body chemistry. It causes you to act like an addict who is craving to buy his next dose illegally. To buy his next dose illegally. Studies have found, for instance, that serotonin levels decrease by up to 40% in the newly addicted, causing some to show signs of obsessive-compulsive problem, a condition associated with a low serotonin, which is why you can't seem to get the other person out of your head. Additionally, cortisol, a stress hormone linked with the fight or flight response, is released, so you're constantly on high alert. Sounds familiar? Research published by a team that included Brown and Fisher found that people who had recently fallen in love showed strong activity in the area of the brain that produces and receives dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with addictive behavior, whose activity increases when you expect to receive a reward. Gamblers and drug addicts experience similar dopamine activity. You are not supposed to be satisfied, explains Fisher. You are supposed to be driven so that you can win the person and eventually stabilize your internal chemistry. When a relationship ends, you experience symptoms that are similar to an addict's craving. Your dopamine levels go down, so your mood suffers. Your serotonin levels remain low, so your obsessive-compulsive disorder symptoms may not go away. In response to this imbalance, some scientists believe risk-taking tendencies go up. When you can't have someone, but you are not willing to accept that, you try harder and become more extreme about it, says Fisher. Paradoxically, she says, this compulsive behavior may help you move on faster. Either you win the person back or you drive him away. Lovers tend to see the world through rose-colored glasses. According to some studies, love really makes you more trusting and you believe everything the partner tells you. Attraction, romantic love, and attachment involve three nearly the same but separate brain systems. It's not hard for somebody to sexually desire one person. Be infatuated with another and still want to spend the rest of his or her life with a third, says Fisher, because each kind of love serves a unique need and exists in a different context. Cheaters are able to divide their emotional resources. Research has found that couples in good relationships are more likely to be healthier and happier. Happily married couples report lower stress than single people, in part because they provide each other with emotional support in difficult times, says Janice Keycolt-Glasser, a professor of psychiatry at Ohio State University in Columbus. Lower stress translates into better health and immune function,